Hello, everyone, and welcome back. And what's on tap for today? Well, guess what, folks? The chickens have come home to roost at Biden's place. That's right, folks. We're going to be talking about that Joe Biden, basically, his pants have been pulled down as well. Because guess what, folks? It seems that our good old senile, dementiated president seems to have classified documents laying all over the place at the U of Penn Center. And now, guess what? They found more documents at a second location as well. We're going to get into all that, folks, in just the next few minutes. But before we do so, if this is the first time you're tuning in, you're watching the Dr. Nasir Sheikh Show. I'm your guest host for today. My name is Dr. Sheikh. And if you haven't already done so, we'd love to have you go ahead and subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell, like, share, and follow us. So, as we said before, how is the media trying to spin this? Oh, yeah, they're circling the wagons, folks. You know what they're doing. All of the mainstream media, the hypocrites in Hollywood, academia, the political pundits, establishment, the mafia media cartel, the alphabet networks. Oh, they are pulling out all the stops. They are really doing it. Let's check out what CNN is saying about this. So, here we have this, folks. Guess what? Isn't it something here? Classified documents found. Joe Biden, under 12. Donald Trump, 160 plus. Joe Biden, some top secret. Donald Trump, 60 top secret. Joe Biden, cooperating. Donald Trump, under investigation for obstruction. Joe Biden, lawyers found and alerted the archives personnel. Donald Trump, FBI search after ignored subpoena, which is not true at all. President Trump cooperated. He turned over so much stuff. He turned over stuff that he shouldn't have turned over. I mean, folks, this is just the hypocrisy in action again. And you can see everybody trying to dig in, spin their wheels. How are we going to spin this in the right direction to make it look like that what good old Joe did isn't really as bad or not even the same thing as Donald Trump did? Donald Trump had classified documents. Joe Biden had classified documents, but they were just classified documents. They weren't like classified documents. All right. So, anyways, Attorney General Merrick Garland, that old fool. Let's see what he's up to, folks. I mean, this is incredible. I mean, this is just so. We have got to just sort of get an idea here. So, guess what? Attorney General Merrick Garland, he appointed a special counsel. That's right, folks. He appointed special counsel 2 weeks after Biden's classified briefings and documents were discovered at the Penn Biden Center. On November 18th, guess what? Garland named federal prosecutor Jack Smith special counsel for two probes, not just one, but two, by the Department of Justice of Trump. 2 weeks prior, November 2nd, Biden's classified documents were reportedly unearthed at Biden's so-called think tank, the Penn Biden Center. This is according to President Biden's attorney. Well, guess what? The timeline suggests that Garland appointed a special counsel to investigate Biden, 2024 presidential political opponent, for allegedly mishandling classified documents, while potentially Garland knew that Biden had committed the same thing. Dare I say, hypocrisy in action? We all know that's true, folks. I mean, this is unbelievable. Now, Garland says his decision wasn't based politically at all. He just didn't say. But not being able to or not disclosing those revelations in January, before January was a political calculation to benefit the Democrats, right? In the midterms. That was the whole idea. Now, Biden claimed, duh, I don't know. I didn't stash anything there. I have no idea what happened. Oh, really? Guess what else we found out, folks? At the U of Penn Center. Guess who's been donating money? Those pesky Chinese. That's right. Those pesky Chinese, those foreigners. Guess what? They gave the U of Penn $54.6 million. That's right. Them foreigners, them Chinese foreigners, there's anonymous Chinese donations given to the U of Penn Center for Joe Biden. Wow. Can you believe that, folks? $56.4 million. And you just happen to have a treasure trove of documents, sensitive, classified, top secret. But there was only a few compared to what President Trump had. By the way, do you know that as a vice president, you're not allowed to declassify information? You can't have that on your you can't have that. You can't declassify it. Only a president can declassify. Only a president is allowed to have top secret classified information. The vice president has clearance, needs to get clearance, but he's got to get it. The president already has it. Unbelievable, isn't it, folks? Oh, and then remember when our senile dementiated president, Joe Biden, remember when he came on 60 Minutes, folks? And remember when he was just couldn't believe that somebody could do something as irresponsible, as stupid, as idiotic, as moronic as this. Well, let's go back in time and let's revisit, because I'm sure because of Joe Biden's mental status, he probably's already forgotten this because he forgets everything after he speaks, anyways. Let's refresh his memory. All right, let's go ahead and see.
When you saw the photograph of the top secret documents laid out on the floor at Mar-a-Lago, what did you think to yourself, looking at that image?
How that could possibly.
I don't think he was really thinking anything, folks, because this guy doesn't really think. He doesn't have any gray matter or any brain matter for that reason. Remember what I told you? He's senile, dementiated. That's right. He wasn't thinking. He didn't even know where he was. He doesn't know where he is right now, folks.
Happen. How anyone could be that irresponsible. And I thought, what data was in there that may compromise sources and methods? By that I mean names of people who helped, or et cetera. And it's just totally irresponsible.
And so the establishment media, guess what they're doing, folks? You know what they're doing. They're claiming that President Joe Biden's mishandling of classified documents that he was keeping at UPenn, which was being funded by the Chinese, is different than President Trump's incidents because he was keeping it at his private residence at Mar-a-Lago. And they're calling it a smaller scale. Okay, right. Now, Trump's incident culminated in the FBI being weaponized to go raid, which was absolutely, I mean, this has never been done, that you raid a former president's home. Oh, are they going to raid Joe Biden's home in Delaware? Are they going to go after Joe Biden's friends and family and relatives because of the way Biden has mishandled classified documents? I don't think so. But guess what? No one's acknowledging the double standard. Not at all, even though the classified, intelligent information there. Now, of course, CNN's Stephen Collinson, he's just basically a butt plug, okay, for the Biden administration. He claimed it's smaller scale because there was more than 100 documents for President Trump. Collison also suggested Biden was appearing to cooperate with the Justice Department. Well, Trump did not. Absolutely false. We know fake news and false news when we hear it, folks, where it's coming from. Of course we do. Now, the Washington Post, Tyler Page, Devlin Barrett, Jacqueline Alemany, and Perry Stein, they claim this foursome, weirdsome, okay, these hacks, they claim that Biden's incident was less concerning because Biden's attorney, Richard Sauber, discovered the president's mishandling of sensitive documents and voluntarily gave them to the DOJ. So, They're using the old Hillary Clinton ploy. Right. They were discovered by the president's lawyers. They were voluntarily turned over. He just happened to have these, which he's not supposed to have. We just turned them over voluntarily. Oh, and did I not mention that $56.4 million of the Chinese money was over there, along with who knows how many Chinese nationals were in the U of Penn Center? Wink, wink, wink. All right. Unbelievable. As I said, it was claimed that Biden did, which is an honest mistake. And guess what, folks? It was an honest mistake. It was just, ready for this? Bad packing. That's right, folks. We just had, we just hired some $15 an hour people. And you know what? They were basically handling sensitive and classified and top secret documents. And they, bad packing, put them away for us. I mean, this is just unbelievable. Now, Politico's Josh Gernstein, of course, this doofus, he's defending Biden by claiming there's not just one, not two, but there are three alleged distinctions between Biden's and Trump's cases. Oh, let's go over these. This ought to be real fun. Gernstein claimed that Biden's mishandling documents was not serious because the documents are in smaller numbers and the documents are not in safekeeping at a residence, and that's not unusual for small numbers of emails or documents that are classified to get mixed in with other classified records. Notice that didn't happen with Trump, that some um, small number of emails or some documents that are classified, they might have gotten mixed up with some classified documents for Trump. Couldn't happen for Trump, no. Now, Gernstein also didn't mention the donation of $56.4 million from the Chinese to the University of Pennsylvania think tank. Of course, they said, now get this, Biden's mistake is just going to be the latest way that conservatives are going to put the new narrative on the new Republican House to discredit the president. All right. So the question is asked is that when is the FBI going to raid the homes of Joe Biden? Or maybe even just raid the White House? Because, you know, what's going on? Also, Elise Stefanik, House Republican, she also questioned why didn't the FBI raid the University of Pennsylvania? She asked, where is the FBI raid on the Joe Biden crime family after the revelation that he stole classified materials while serving as vice president, stored these at the Biden think tank, and besides the fact he's received over $50 million for doing it, right? This is unbelievable, folks. Everybody's asking, is the White House going to be raided? U of Penn, are they going to be raided? Are friends of Joe Biden going to be raided? Is Joe Biden's residence in Delaware going to be raided? These are questions that we need to ask. We need to ask this. Oh, and besides this, guess what happened, folks? CNN's defense of Joe Biden seems to be falling by the wayside. That's right. As they were trying to circle the wagons, they found that it's, and we knew this was going to happen. They said it was just one place, a few tiny little documents. Well, guess what, folks? A second location has now come into play. Oh, a second batch of classified documents in another locations. And they're not saying where, but I just want to tell you folks that guess what? This is going to continue. Don't doubt me on this, but I bet you we're going to find that there was another location. There might be multiple locations of these places. Because remember, it was just all about bad packings. Now, these documents, they have been, people say they don't know what it's about. Oh, it's coming out now. Some of these documents had briefings with intelligence and military information regarding Iran, Ukraine, and the United Kingdom. And these were back from the time when Biden was vice president. And as I told before, only the president has declassification authority, nobody else. Now, as they said this, now CNN, as they say, they just jumped the gun right away, giving the benefit of the doubt to Joe Biden, always giving the benefit of the doubt to leftists, to liberals, to socialists, to Marxists, to criminals. Never to the victims, never to conservatives, never to Republicans, never, never, never. That's what the mainstream media, that's how the narrative always plays. And like I said, there's no way could CNN have known with certainty that the documents found at the Penn Biden Center were the only ones that were mishandled. So, anyways, folks, what I'd just like to basically say is that, this is what happens every single freaking time. If you're a conservative, you're going to get crushed by the weight of the mainstream media. If you're a conservative or a Republican, you're going to get crushed with, the narrative coming out from the alphabet networks, from the mainstream media cabal and cartel, from the political pundits on the left, and sometimes even from your own party, because that's just the way it is. But as we're seeing right now, everything starts to unravel very, very quickly, because when they claim and they go after Republicans and conservatives for things that are happening, it's because they're doing and have done the exact same damn things every single intercoursing time. That's right, folks. Intercoursing. Figure out what that word means, okay? Anyways, folks, we appreciate you taking the time. There's going to be so much more. This is going to be a continuing story. So we'll add to it as we get more information. We figure, and like it says, tomorrow, Thursday. And I bet you what, if they find another treasure trove, another dump of these classified documents, they'll probably do it on a Friday after the media tour of the White House. You know how they do that, right? Dump everything on a Friday because it's going to the weekend. Who's going to cover it? You got football, playoffs, all the other stuff going on. Anyways, we appreciate you taking the time to watch us here. And you've been watching the Dr. Nasir Shaikh Show. I was your guest host for today. My name is Dr. Shaikh. If you haven't already done so, hit that subscription button, hit the notification bell, like, share, and follow us. And I'll leave you with my final thought, as I always do, folks, and that is, when you're right, you're right, and when you're left, you're wrong. We'll see you again next time, folks. Take care and stay safe.